Yo, what up? How's it going? And welcome back for another video. Today's video we will be doing a VOD review of the finals game 2 of Cloud9 versus Team Liquid LCS Summer Split. Cool. So we're first just going to look at the draft right here. Much like game 1, game 2 is another game where the game snowballs out of control. But for the other team, so for Cloud9, this game kind of snowballs out of control. Kind of like how in Game 1, Team Liquid kind of snowballed out of control and the game never got off the ground. So that makes the series super interesting. So I'm not going to talk too much about the drafting strategy or anything like that, how these teams came to these drafts. I might talk a little bit about that, but I just want to talk about mainly what these drafts do. So let's look over at C9's composition. So C9, they actually last pick. They're on blue side, so they didn't get counterpicked, but they counterpicked Kled on blue side for Aatrox, which I thought was awesome. I thought it was a good pick. I thought GP was going to come out there. GP is probably the best top laner, and that's a free lane for GP. I thought the GP was going to get picked there, but the Kled actually ended up working out super well because Team Liquid picked a Vladimir as well. And you know, Kled's healing reduction type of deal. If he hits you with the tether, he keeps it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. That Team Liquid ended up going with the Vlad after the Kled was already shown. It's not that big of a deal, the healing reduction that Kled has on his Q. Not like you're always going to hit on Vlad or something like that, but it does make it an easier laning phase for wherever Kled goes, honestly. And then they have the Sejuani and Irelia. So everybody should know how Sejuani's passive works by now. That she combos super well with melee champions. So she has the Kled and the Irelia. So that's a huge combo. So their top side already looks super powerful. And then in the bottom lane you have Kai'Sa and Braum. It's going to be a scaling bottom lane. Braum's picked because he nullifies a lot what the Varus is going to do, and then Kai'Sa, obviously she scales. And this is a full dive comp that Cloud9 has. So Irelia can fly forward, Kled can fly forward, Sejuani can fly forward, and then Kai'Sa can jump onto the backside as well. And then Braum just does Braum things, you know what I'm saying? Kai'Sa is really good paired with champions that want to go forward. Because if you have all these champions that want to go forward and you have like a Caitlyn who's just sitting there trying to auto attack, then the enemy champions can get on top of your Caitlyn. There's nobody to protect your Caitlyn. So that's why Kai'Sa is always good with a dive comp. If you're running a dive comp, she's one of the best AD carries to have with it. Cool. So we have a really strong side, a scaling bottom lane, really powerful jungle 2v2 in top and mid. So in this game, you would expect for Sejuani to be playing around the top side. That's not necessarily what happens in this game. There's some big plays with Svenskeren in the early game. You know, I watched this game, you know, live, like 4 days ago or whatever, so I don't remember everything that happens in the game, but I just remember when I was watching it live, the huge play at level 3 that was, like, super impactful for the game. And we'll talk about that one whenever we get to that. Alright, cool, let's go over at Team Liquid's composition. So they have Aatrox, who might be the best top laner, either Aatrox or Gangplank. So Aatrox kind of speaks for himself. He's a teamfight menace. Skarner, level 6 jungler. Vladimir, a level 9 champion, really. You're able to do some stuff at level 6 once you have access to your ultimate. And then they have a powerful bottom lane, so a bottom lane that can get priority. So bottom lane that can get priority, and then the mid game is super safe. Put Varus mid, put Tahm Kench behind them. You rotate Tahm Kench around the map. Tahm Kench is kind of interesting here because Tahm Kench, what's so good about Tahm Kench? Well, he's so good at like protecting Varus. The combo of Varus is really good. You can play super aggressive, then you can eat him, spit him out behind you, and then he can keep fighting. But you don't really get to utilize playing for side lanes, which is like one of the benefits of having, you know, Tahm Kench Varus is that you can be playing a side lane, then you gobble up the Varus, you jump over to the side lane, you play. But Team Liquid doesn't really have. You know, you can obviously play Vladimir in the side lane or Aatrox in the side lane, but they're really teamfight champions, not huge side laners. So I thought that was a little bit interesting. But overall, Team Liquid's draft is fine. The only thing really wrong with it is you know that Cloud9 wants to play around their mid jungle. And when you look at Team Liquid's draft, like imagine Vladimir and Skarner fighting Sejuani and Irelia at level 4. Just imagine that for a second. that fight isn't even fair at all until level 6, and even at level 6, I give it to Sejuani and Irelia. So that's pretty interesting there, that you know they're going to play around mid, and you draft 2 champions that can't fight until level 6, really. You can say about the Vladimir is that he survives a lot, so maybe that's the thought process, that he survives a lot. But I'd rather have a champion that can actually survive and have the ability to fight back. So let's talk about win condition. So Team Liquid has a hard team fight win condition. There's a team fight win condition. On Cloud9, you could theoretically run a 1-3-1 if you wanted to. You have an Irelia and a Kled. So you could run a 1-3-1 if you wanted to. Kai'Sa's not the best 1-3-1 champion, in my opinion. But you could do that. Braum has a ton of disengage. Sejuani has a ton of disengage. So you could run that if you wanted to. Or if you get ahead, you could just you could win the full-on team fights with this composition as well. It'd be really interesting to see where Kled positions. I know the Kled looked pretty good in this game. All the other Kleds we've been seeing have left a lot to desire, like when CoG was running a bunch of Kleds and stuff like that. So, anyways, cool. That's the draft. I really think C9 won out on the draft. They have so many more tools to play around in the early game. And as well as can team fight with the best of them and have 1-3-1 options. So I really like Cloud9. They have a wide win condition where I really think just Team Liquid is all about the team fight. Team Liquid is all about the team fight, which is fine. But what's difficult is they have a losing top side, an entire losing top side, and a level 6 jungler. So that feels kind of bad. I wouldn't have done that. That was me against Cloud9. Alrighty, so let's move on and let's just get into the game. I know one of the big things in this is the big level 3 play by Svenskeren. Because you expect Svenskeren to play around top side, play around top mid, but he makes a really nifty play into the bottom lane, which caught them off guard. And everybody knows Doublelift versus Sneaky. Doublelift slams Sneaky in lane all the time, and so you kind of expect for him to fall behind even in a winning matchup, honestly. Or if he had like a hard winning matchup, probably go even. So that kind of feels really bad. I hate to say it, but it feels really bad. So when you see Kai'Sa versus Varus, the Braum can kind of nullify a lot of what Varus wants to do, but not everything. When you see that, when I saw that draft, I was like, oh god, it's gonna be really tough if Sneaky just gets solo killed in lane or falls super hard behind. Team Liquid could look the snowball through bottom lane. So I was a little concerned about that, but we see the big play from Svenskeren in this game. There's the other one. Super alpha over there. All right, let's just really look where the junglers are going to start. So Svenskeren starts on bottom side, and Xmithie starts on top side. They're both starting their red buff. I mean, red buff a lot of the times is standard start. Unless you want to like mirror the enemy jungle by taking blue, because they're going to take red. I'm really focused on what Svenskaren's going to do. I know he makes a big play. Let's see how it actually happens. I wasn't really paying attention to the setup. So they're both doing the same clear. This is the quickest level 3 clear. Skarner's clear is so fast. Yeah, he just goes straight down to the bottom lane. Okay, so before that happens, let's talk about why this was such a big play. So it's in an even lane state right now, right? So it's an even lane state. Varus has heal. And you fully expect Svenskeren to play around top and mid because he has Sejuani and 2 melee champions. But then he instantly goes down bottom. I don't even think he burned his flash there. Watch. No, it doesn't look like he burned his flash. Let's see. Let's see what happened with the wave. It's huge. Yeah, and then Doublelift's going to miss. He's going to miss half a wave, or maybe more. So that play is so huge. So when you look at C9's getting slammed in the bottom lane during this whole series, or anytime they really play Team Liquid, they get slammed in the bottom lane. And Sneaky actually took TP, and Doublelift took heal this game. So since Doublelift took heal, if you kill him early, you can get the shove on and full punish. So Nisqy's probably almost an entire level ahead. I mean, he's obviously a level ahead right here, but he's honestly almost an entire level ahead, which is so huge. Which is so huge, especially in this matchup. So that's why that play was really nasty. Because it was pretty unexpected. Because you think the Sejuani is going to play around top side, and then you make the play down bottom side. You take the non-aggressive summoner. You take the scaling summoner and the TP. What I mean by scaling summoner is, you're just looking to get back to your wave. But when you take heal, you're looking to fight. So that was huge. Xmithie did get a full clear off and a scuttle crab. So he's pretty farmed up. Yeah, Sven was mainly sitting there to make sure that the Kled doesn't get killed. Oh, I didn't realize Nisqy took press the attack. That's a really aggressive way to play Irelia. Nice. Yeah, Svenskaren's just in the right spot all the time. So his top and mid were playing really aggressive, so he just sat in the bushes right next to them. Because you win the 2v2 and all those 2v2s. So, it feels kind of like wasted time, but you got to make sure that your laners don't die, especially in matchups when you guys are supposed to win. Because you already got the kill in the bottom lane in the matchup you're supposed to lose. So they really want to snowball Nisqy in this game. Well, if you can't beat Doublelift in the lane, send 5 people there. Hey, nice. Nice. Let's see the play again. Oh no, this is just this play up here. Oh, Licorice died. Okay. Wait, how does Licorice get here? Oh, he just respawned. Oh, that's pretty tragic. Yeah, Team Liquid's composition doesn't want to fight this early. Probably should have just let Doublelift and CoreJJ die. I mean, you just think about when these champions want to fight and when these champions are okay with fighting. So Vlad, you really want to get level 9. And your Q is super powerful. You feel like a more powerful champion. But you really want to be on at least 30% cooldown reduction before you really go into a team fight on Vladimir, and at least be level 9. So Aatrox is pretty weak without items, so all he has is Ninja Tabbies. Kled's early game's great. Irelia is great on even half an item or one item. And then, Kaisa, Braum, they do their thing. So, yeah, Team Liquid really don't want a full-on team fight, so that was a really nice play by Cloud9. Forcing out a team fight at, 7 minutes. Both junglers are here. Nisqy dies, and Sejuani dies. So, net positive play for Team Liquid. Skarner has access to the ultimate, so he's actually strong now. Thing about Skarner, though, that's important to know is Skarner versus Sejuani. Like, Skarner is a decent duelist if he's on his Spire. Like, if he's near Spire or if he has teammates. Decent duelist. But the big thing about him, since you take Predator, is you're not very tanky until the late game. So you're going to have a lot more utility in the Sejuani early on in the game. Yeah, man, honestly, Team Liquid, I feel like you don't have any business taking team fights right now with how their composition is. How far ahead this Irelia is and the Kaisa, I feel like you don't have any business taking a team fight. So I thought that was pretty interesting here. Probably should just push the wave and then back off. Give the Mountain Drake. I mean, Mountain Drake's super great. It's the best scaling Drake, but, I feel like it's worth giving over than to give the enemy 1,000 gold. Alright, we did a lane swap right there. So they did a lane swap right there so they could get the Rift Herald. So After that fight was over, since they already got the neutral right here, they based and went. Cloud9's bottom lane went topside since they had the tempo advantage because they just killed the Varus and Tahm Kench. They recalled, went top. Svenskeren went up topside. Take Rift Herald, and there's no way you can even contest it. So Nisqy's getting huge right now. So that's how that play worked out. So after your neutral's gone, if your bottom lane's winning, or if you just have a tempo advantage, that's what you want to do with your bottom lane. Just lane swap them top. Take the Rift Herald. If it's early enough to get plates, it's amazing. They actually get the second charge off. Wow. Kai'Sa is big. Yeah, Kai'Sa and Irelia are just so huge. Doublelift ended up getting full tower plates on the bottom side, but they got 2 towers top and 2 kills. Tough thing is if Cloud9's team composition snowballs super hard. TL has like a huge scaling composition. You kind of have to favor them in terms of scaling. I mean, you have Aatrox and Vladimir on your team versus a Kled and Irelia. I mean, Irelia scales great, but Kled's fine. But you do have to favor Aatrox and Vlad in the late game, but you're never going to get there if you just get snowballed on super hard by this dive comp. So Cloud9's in a really good position now. They can just push their advantages everywhere. They can pick a quadrant of the map that they want vision control on and look for fights around that. Or they could just play around a side laner if they want to. They have a lot of options they could go for right now. So it looks like, Drake's about to spawn, so they're trying to take control of this bottom quadrant over here of the enemy jungle. So they have forward vision so that dragon's free. Now they just pick a lane they want to fight around. They really want to get this mid tower so the map opens up a little bit more. Is really what they want. Let's see if that's what they go for. See how they're like positioning in this jungle over here? They're looking to catch somebody on a rotation right now, while Kai'Sa is hitting the tower. So they were looking for someone on rotation. See, they're just looking for scraps, boy. It's hard to take that mid tower with Varus there without diving. So it'd be great if they can catch someone on rotation, but so now we've kind of devolved into matching 1-3-1s at the moment. But Cloud9 just wants a fight. They really want to fight somewhere. So expect them to try to take vision control of a quadrant, catch someone on the rotation. I know I said that a million times because there's no objective right now. Theoretically, they could freeze. They could freeze their mini waves, denying XP. But since there's no objective right now, and then push when there's like 45 seconds till the next objective. But rather than doing that, they're just going to position in the jungle to look to get some kills. Which is fine as well. It's a little bit more riskier. Like the risk averse play and still get advantages would be to freeze your waves on your side of the map and then deny, and then if the enemy has to come up to break the freeze, then you rotate someone over and you kill them. Kind of like that. But Tahm Kench, oh wait, Tahm Kench didn't even ult over there. They just walked up there and then they ulted back to mid. Power of a Tahm Kench right there. Actually, the side lane set that I talked about actually worked for TL right there. Because they are actually matching 1-3-1 right now. Alright, now a new objective is on the map, so they're looking for forward vision into that quadrant. They're going to push up the wave and then peel back down to ocean. But they're actually looking to just force this tower right now since they caught them on a back timing. Nice. Pressing forward. Zeyzal's pretty chunked. Yeah, so they're just going to peel back and do this Ocean Drake. Now they're going to have double Ocean, which is pretty nice. Triple Ocean is like half of a Warmog. Oh yeah, this was funny. Just TP'd in his face. Made no sense. And cool. C9 find a fight in the jungle that they didn't have any vision control over. That's pretty interesting. They just had this one ward right here. That's what they wanted this whole time. They wanted to have these waves pushed up on the sides, right? They wanted to have to push up these side waves, break this mid tower so they could get control of this over here, and then they could bait out fights in the jungle so they can peel back and do the Baron. I don't know how they got that fight because we just caught it off of a replay because they don't actually have any vision control other than this one ward right here. So I don't know how they got to that fight. They could have snuck in, wrapped around this corner right here. I believe that ward doesn't catch you if you walk right on the raptor pit, but it may. So it's pretty interesting. It does look like it does catch you. No, actually I can't tell because the vision toggle. Oh, just straight up. Oh, okay. Just straight up. Let's see that again. Huh, just straight up clearing vision. Right in their face. Because Team Liquid doesn't have any vision of this, so they thought maybe they were on a back timing. Is this just a 3v3? Oh, Kai'Sa's TPing behind them. Aatrox is TPing on them. That was a huge Irelia stun. Was that Kled as well? Oh, that was Kled and Kai'Sa. Oh, okay, so this is a 5v5. Yeah, the Kled flank was nice. It got the Kai'Sa in there super fast. Now we're just looking to siege. They can 1-3-1 if they want to. They can 1-4, 1-4-0. Does look like they're doing 1-1. I guess 1-2-2, which is fine as well. You just want the Sejuani kind of in between to disengage any fights or engage fights if they want to. All right, now they're full on 1-3-1 now. Sejuani and the Braum offers so much counter engage or engage if they want to. The only difficulty with their comp that I didn't talk about before is it's really hard to siege with C9's comp. Kai'Sa is not the best sieging AD carry. Her range is so short. So it is very hard to siege. They really don't have any sieging options, but when you're this far ahead, you just dive them. So rather than having siege, you have dive. Ends up being a neutral play, but all the pressures for C9 right now. Might have to base. Man, Sneaky's playing really aggressive this game. He's died so many times. Yep. I can't remember if they do the end siege right now. They're losing a lot of health. Nope. Looks like they're gonna have to base. And their Baron buff might be over now. I can't tell. So you can see where Team Liquid's comp would be strong. They just gotta like get one more item on every champion. Their team fight is insane. Yep, catches him on a rotation in the jungle. This is where C9 went sweat. This is where Doublelift gets his quadra kill, and you think, oh, maybe they can get back in this game. This was super well played by Doublelift. The way he positioned in the fight, and he has a Runan, so whenever he was cutting back, and they were all so close to each other, he was actually hitting like 3 of them. Look at him laughing over there. Yep. And he arrives late to the fight, so most of the CDs are gone. That would normally lock him up. Yeah, that was honestly just like perfect guiding. That was nice. But the power definitely still is on C9. So there, again, they want to get vision control around this quadrant and look for fights around mid and jungle right here. They're still feeling good about themselves. They just burned all their CC on burned all their big cooldowns on somebody who wasn't Varus, so they want to dive onto the enemy team. Yep. They can threaten Baron here. They have a mountain as well. Boom, boom, boom. They get Baron again. Looking for that chaotic fight. Big Irelia ult. And nobody to protect Doublelift. So now this game's going to end, right? This is the end push. Yeah, 30-second death timer. So this is going to be the end push. So yeah, let's see. Let's see the Nexus explode before I do my little outro. Let's see it. And the Nexus exploded. Look, I'm so happy for you guys. Look at him. Look at him. He knows what he did. Look at his face. Anyways, cool. So that was that one. These first two games weren't super interesting. The first game I thought was interesting because like the team comps. Both these games were like a super snowball game. Honestly, not a whole lot to analyze other than like this is what this comp can do. Oh, they got really ahead. Okay, they're snowballing. It's really kind of what happens, and just explaining how they control quadrants of the map and stuff like that. That was actually just really well played game by Cloud9. I thought they won out in the draft pretty hard. The only thing wrong with their comp is it's hard to siege, but you don't need to siege if you can just dive under their towers because you're so far ahead. So yeah, so that game was pretty easy. Good look for Cloud9. That's exactly what you think they're gonna run. Powerful solo laners, scaling 80 carry, and a jungler that synergizes with the solo lane. So exactly what you expect for them to have. Teemo could pick a really hard scaling draft. I believe they dropped the Skarner pick somewhere in the series. The Skarner pick doesn't seem very powerful. I don't think Skarner is very good right now in the first place, but it's just really hard to play a level 6 jungler if against teams that want to press the pace like Cloud9. So I think it's difficult to play Skarner, and I really do think it's difficult to play Skarner against teams that want to advance the game like Cloud9 wants to. So anyways, that was game number 2. I'll do game number 3, 4, and 5 at some point. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But anyways, hey, that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next video. Bye-bye. Hey, follow me on Twitter. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.